Good morning, this is Clarence Payton, Golf Virginia. Good morning, Mr. Mike Townsend, Richardson, Tennessee. We have a full house today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, looks like we're just past the top of the hour. Let's get this call underway. Good morning, everybody, Zija Nation, and welcome to the Monday morning Go Diamond Focus Call, cycle 1:68. A lot to cover today in terms of positioning ourselves, our teams, the organization for the momentum that will be generated in the next, literally in the next 3 days. Of course, leading directly into day number 4, the first stop of the Life Unlimited tour. And that's just the beginning. So I want to try to maybe just cover a couple of the high points and the highlights and things that we need to be communicating to our teams. I've been on a number of team calls just in the last 12 to 48 hours for a variety of organizations and leaders, just assisting and validating and instructing the various team members around North America, and yes, even in other parts of the world, on how to best leverage all the events, promotions, incentives, and so forth that are going to be unveiled. And now before I get this call going, just so we can kind of fix this for next call, if anybody is on this line who dials into the Go Diamond Focus Call in the morning, I know there's at least one person, and then puts the phone on speakerphone and leaves the line open and then goes about domestic stuff, including talking in the background or getting the kids off to school or being on the phone on another line, the entire North America can hear you. It's disruptive, it's embarrassing, and quite frankly, it's unprofessional. So I'm asking if somebody who dials into the line, leaves the line open and goes off into another part of the house, we can hear every word you're saying and can't mute you during the pre-call. So please be conscious of that on any subsequent calls that we do, whether they be Go Diamond Focus Call or anything else. So that's the first part of training this morning. Awareness on conference calls or at events. Okay, first of all, let me apologize to everybody for missing the last few Go Diamond Focus calls between travel and coming and going and a number of other things. My apologies for not being there. Most of the time I did have a fill-in. Other times maybe somebody did fill in. And if not, please accept my apologies. Okay, so going forward, a couple of things. As everybody knows, the first call for the new Diamond Club happened on this past Saturday, and a number of announcements were made, one of which has to do with an unprecedented promotion that the company has put in place. Some huge numbers. We're talking multiple 5-figure bonuses that escalate for some of the new pin ranks that will be broken at the higher levels. Details will be unveiled tomorrow night on the Zija Nation call, which I will be hosting tomorrow evening. So you certainly want to be on that call. Doesn't matter what your pin rank is, be on that call, because all of that is going to affect everybody. It doesn't matter where we are in the organization. These types of incentives and promotions affect everybody. That was just one of the announcements. Some of the other announcements had to do with product availability at the tour stops, what that's going to look like. Also, there was talk about the new app By the way, that new app is absolutely amazing. I know a lot of people have already started using it. I had a lot of trouble trying to figure it out. I was probably one of the slow ones in getting it downloaded. But as soon as I got it downloaded, which was pretty well, I think, Monday of last week, right after the convention, I started putting posts out, and I've been putting up one or two posts literally every day, and I'm just learning how to use all the other features of the app, which includes being able to enroll new people, present the business, and get other information, as well as communicate to our organization in a much more efficient and direct way, worldwide, in multiple languages. It's really an amazing, amazing tool. Everybody should have this downloaded. If you do not have it downloaded, immediately following this call, go download it at the Play Store if you have an Android phone of any kind, or at the iStore or iTunes, or wherever the store is for applications for an iPhone. Look up ZJ Life Limited. You will find it. Download it. Login is as simple as putting your back office login information in, and you're in via your smartphone. So if you haven't done it, do it. Make sure that you are instructing your entire team to do it, so that everybody can be on the same page nationwide. The company did put out a tutorial. That tutorial is available. I saw it on Facebook. It's probably in our back office too. It's on the corporate page of Facebook, and they did a great job. Ryan did the tutorial, and he did an amazing job on that tutorial. So make sure that that is circulating within all of your organizations. Additionally, as you know, Chris Estes and I, as well as Bianchi and other leaders, will be hitting a number of cities starting this weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will be at a variety of locations. We'll come home on Sunday. We'll catch up Monday, Tuesday. We'll pack on Wednesday, and we'll be off again on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is going to continue all the way up to pretty well the Christmas holidays. There will not be a single weekend that we're going to be at home, because we're going to be on the road, and we're going to be doing this, well, in some respects, grueling tour. In other respects, we're going to be striking while the iron's hot, catching and capturing the moment post-convention, and setting up ourselves as well as everybody else as best we can for the coming momentum in 2014. Be sure that you have looked at that list either at ZGEvents.com or on One Team Worldwide, and you've got the complete list of cities. There'll be events in Toronto. There's 2 events in Atlanta, and every other key market here at ZJ International, including a couple of European countries that I'll be hitting, with a little short stop in Israel for me in the middle of November. So there's a lot going on. Have that list. Be sure you're calling people in those cities that you know. Be sure that you're calling people with your team members who know people in those cities, because you could end up with an international organization just through the concept of referrals, and asking people, who do you know in this city? Who do you know who knows someone in this city? Before you know it, you've got people showing up at these events. These events will all be 2, 3, 4, 500 people, 1,000 people in Lexington, is what I'm hearing. But there'll be major events. There will be exclusive product available at these events from the company, we're going to most certainly give it everything we've got. If you have a guest at these events, that guest will be in your business and duplicating immediately following the event. Now, in preparation for the launch of the Life Unlimited Tour, here is what's going on. So if you've got a calendar in front of you, you can just take note. kind of draw the timeline here of what the next, this next week is going to look like. And make no mistake, I understand each of us have lives, we've got things to do, we've got family obligations, we've got kids in school, we've got all sorts of things going on in our lives. All of us do. I do, you do, everybody does. However, I will say this, that I believe between now and the Christmas holidays is a unique period of time in Zija. We've had many of these periods, but I don't say that this is a time that we've never had. We've had many key moments, what I call, moments where we're at an intersection, moments where we can actually take things to the next level, moments where we can, ride the next wave that's cresting in the company, the next growth phase, the next evolution. This is one of those moments. It's just one of those moments. It's post-convention, and it's the last stretch to the holidays before the New Year. It's this last 60 days. And it's at these moments in time in the rhythm of the business that we can actually explode our business with little effort relative to what we've done at other times in the business. In other words, at this moment in time, effort that we put in will be multiplied several times because of all the different things that are converging at this moment in time. And so what I say, and that's exactly why Chris and I and other leaders, I heard many leaders on this phone, Bob Budd, and others who are with us today. Sorry if I don't mention your name, there's too many to mention. Many leaders who are seizing this moment, running with everything they've got, running full out. The reason that Chris and I are doing it is because we know that in the next 60 days we can get a year's work done in 60 days. And then, of course, take time for some holiday and downtime, and let that momentum compound over the holidays, setting ourselves up for the new year. So let me just say this, and then I'm going to give you the timeline to put down on your calendar of how to take full advantage of the next of this first cycle of this new period. I put an analogy both on Facebook as well as on the posting on the new Life Unlimited app, and you'll see the posting. It is my absolute belief that Zija as a company has not actually launched yet. Now, some people would say, oh, the company's been in business, 6 years, 7 years. The company, of course the company is launched. Well, in one respect, you might say, yes, we've started the engine. Yes, we've started to, board the plane. People have come on board in Zija International. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at this company from a global perspective, Zija has not yet launched as a company, if you look at things from a global perspective. So let me explain. It is my positioning, my belief that Zija as a company is kind of like a plane sitting at the gate. We came out of the hangar. Yes, the company was launched. It came out of the hangar. So what? It came to the gate, and we've been loading up the plane, and we did so the first couple of years. Of course, we had to test flight the vehicle, make sure everything was functioning, right? But in this last year, really, what we've been doing is loading the plane at the gate. That's all we've been doing. There's nothing else going on here. And that may look like momentum in the company. It may look like the company is rocking, rolling, things are happening, prosperity, all kinds of new people, great success. But the fact of the matter is the company hasn't even left the gate yet. And so we've been loading the plane with leadership, with foundation, with marketing, tools, systems, corporate infrastructure. That's what's been going on here. All that's been being built over these last years in preparation for the launch of this company. And so I believe this convention, with its unprecedented size and announcements and everything else, has really been the launch of ZJ International. And the launch is basically a company that is now moving from the gate and taxiing to the top of the runway, getting ready for takeoff. And so if you look at it in those terms, if you look at it from that perspective, then you can project a much bigger, broader, clearer, brighter, sharper vision to the people that are looking at us and saying, can I get in front of this wave? Can I catch the timing of this company before it gets into, it climbs to full altitude and cruising speed? And the answer is absolutely. Here's what that looks like. In the next 60 days leading up to the holidays, leading up to the new year, this is the time of taxiing. We are taxiing to the top of the runway, I believe. And that's part of what this Life Unlimited tour is about. And then in 2014, as we start to expand and open fully for full operations, not only obviously in North America, but in some of the other countries around the world. Some of you were at the international event at the convention where we had all our international guests in one room at the reception. And you got to see all these countries represented. We never had that before. And we started hitting all these countries. That is going to be like the plane, like the vehicle, like our company, like the opportunity going down the runway, getting ready for takeoff, getting ready for lift. That's 2014. That's next year, all of next year. We won't even be in momentum next year, if you really want to know the truth. Yes, we're going to have lots of growth. Yes, there's going to be lots of excitement, lots of new prosperity. But we won't even have launched yet in 2014. We will just be flying down the runway, achieving full speed. And then I believe in 2015 is when ZJ is really going to get lift. And that's when 30 countries will be fully opened, moving towards 40, 50, and then our vision of 100 countries. And that is when ZJ will then have full lift and will be climbing to full altitude, 2015, 2016, and will achieve cruising speed in 2017. So, is that a long time away? That time is going to come. It's going to come so fast it'll make your head spin. But the beautiful thing is, each of us, you and I, can have our businesses in place ready to capture that growth. This is not a small company. It was never designed to be a small company. For those of us that were at the convention and you saw the infrastructure and went on the tours, you can see it is a company that is preparing to be a company of substance, a legacy company, a company here for a lifetime, not a lunchtime. Yes, Bob, you can steal that one. I stole it from somebody else. I love it. We're going to be here for a lifetime, not a lunchtime. And so, what does that mean? That means that we have a window of opportunity to get our organizations in place, get our teams in place in 2014, and a small window here to kind of light the fire between now and the end of the year and set ourselves up for massive prosperity in 2015, 16, and 17. Now, some people have already set themselves up for that prosperity, and they're just expanding their base. They're just actually building a bigger base over these next 60 days and moving into 2014. But the most important people of ZJ International have not yet joined. They are not yet in the company. They may be the next person you talk to or someone that's going to show up in your organization. Those are the people who need to know that they are joining right at the moment where the company is ready to hit full throttle and go down the runway. And so I just wanted to sort of paint another picture, a different perspective on how I look at things and how I promote timing and how I set people up to capture the vision when presenting either in a group or on a one-on-one. I want people to see it. I want the people to see themselves on the leading edge of this opportunity. So, what have we put in place to ignite our businesses? There's all kinds of presentations and meetings and incentives and promotions and so forth going on in every organization. But in the next few days, here's what we got. Well, we've got the Millionaires in Training call tonight. And tonight will be no exception. Vision will be projected, and anybody on the line, in particular your guests, the people that you invite to the call tonight, they're going to capture that vision. They're going to see it. They're going to want to be a part of it. They're going to ask for more information. They're probably going to enroll right into your business. Okay, that's tonight, Monday evening. MIT call 925. And yes, both Chris Estes and I will be conducting tonight's call. Both of us are going to hit the call tonight. And it'll be a large call. We are going to max out the phone tonight. There will be no lines available. So be there early. Be there with your guests. That's tonight, 925. Part of tonight's call will be training and projecting tomorrow's Zija Nation call. Now, that's a different number, as everybody knows. That call, again, will take place tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 925. And what we have is we have all day today to build for tonight's call, which will then dovetail and lead directly into tomorrow night's call. Tomorrow night's call, I'm expecting we're going to have somewhere between 2,500 to 3,500 people on one single conference call. That's 3,000 people on the conference call. That's basically the entire convention and not quite the entire convention, but pretty close to the entire convention on a single global conference call. And on that call, all the announcements that were made at convention, as well as other key incentives and promotions and what was launched on the Diamond Call on Saturday will be articulated. That's going to set up momentum and focus for Wednesday. And Wednesday, I'll be hosting the Respiology call, so that all the new people who have joined Zija can then get anchored from a product perspective. And so we will anchor everybody from a product perspective on Wednesday. And that, of course, is going to lead right into the first stop of the Life Unlimited Tour on Thursday. And, of course, anybody that's not at the first stop will be doing their own PBRs, their own local events, their own conference calls, their own webinars, doing whatever they've got to do to continue to build momentum and invite more and more people for when the tour stop comes in your area or your neck of the woods. So there's a little picture right there of the rhythm of our business. This is the rhythm, this is the choreography of growing an organization in network marketing. We have tools circulating, and yes, the Success Magazine, by the way, the Success Magazine completely sold out at the convention, which is amazing. 100,000 copies gone at convention, and the company has ordered more. So we've got the Success Magazine to take full advantage of, and get that information out, get that story out, get out our profile, who we are, and all the prosperity within the company. Get that out into the marketplace, and all of that, all the tools circulating, all the home presentations, all the PBRs, all the one-on-ones, all the executive luncheons, the breakfast meetings, and all of the local events and Super Saturdays are all building towards the big events at the Life Unlimited Tour stops, all of which are setting us up for the new year. And yes, in the new year, there'll be the there'll be the Diamond Retreat down in San Diego, California, in I think January it is. And then in June, we've got the new Black Diamond Retreat in Hawaii. I mean, it just keeps getting better, and we are still only taxiing to of this new period and this very first cycle, Monday morning, everybody's got a sense of really a brand new beginning here at CJ International. Just another key moment in time where you can set up your own new 90-day blitz. Pretend you're just getting started in the business this morning. Today is your first day in Zija. Anything that has happened thus far has been just getting ready to launch your business. Anything that you've got in your business, anybody that you sponsored, anybody that's active in your business, is just a bonus. They're just a business partner, but today can be the new launch by taking full advantage of every single event, every single call, every single tool at your disposal to create a new 90-day story, a new 90-day launch, and propel your business to the next level. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what some of the core leaders are doing. That's what I'm moving everybody else to do and encouraging everybody else to do, inviting everybody else to do as we close out 2013, a big year for us. This company has grown dramatically this year. But as I said in my post, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're just getting started. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining us on the Go Diamond Focus Call, this period 68, cycle 1. Let's build for a blockbuster MIT call tonight, 9:25. Invite as many guests as you can. Send out a text broadcast, post it on Facebook, send it through the application, email everybody, and let's load up this call tonight in preparation for tomorrow night's call, and make sure we're loading up with guests, I might add. Thanks, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the lines are open. Talk with you later.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Mulder, Centerville, Detroit, Michigan. David. Thank you, David. All right. Thank you, the distributor. Yeah, how do you smell? How Georgia? Awesome.
Great call. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Chris. God bless you.
Chevy Callahan, Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks, David.
Great call. We'll stay coffee. I know.